Hi guys, this is Zach with Fortunato Research and Development, and today we're going to talk about setting ride height and most importantly, setting preload on a divorced spring rear car. So two common types of rear suspension setups you're going to see on modern vehicles are going to be a divorced rear multi-link or like a double wishbone multi-link with a coilover, so a spring and a shock together as one. On this vehicle here, we have a divorced rear spring setup where the spring sits on the lower control arm and the damper also sits on the lower control arm, but it mounts to a different location, and so the two are divorced. On a divorced rear setup vehicle like this, you're going to want to set your ride height using the spring perch. So to do that on this vehicle, I'm just going to support the spring and locate the locking collar here on the spring perch where I want it to be. Then when I'm done, I'll just set it down, lock it in place with a 5mm. And then we'll move on to setting preload, which is an important factor here. As you see right now, you could probably set the car down and it would sit fine. The only issue is your spring is still flopping around up there, and so over big bumps or big dips in the road, it could become unseated. So what we're going to do in order to retain that is set our preload. And in order to do that, if you've got everything installed like this, like I have here with the damper mounted at the top and the bottom already, the control arm is already attached to the knuckle, so we're good to go. All we need to do is just thread the damper body into the lower mount. And as you can see here, this is moving the control arm up, and our spring is starting to move into a position where it is constrained and it can't fall out over any kind of big bump or droop event. So we've still got a little movement here. I'm just going to go another turn or so. Now we're solid. Looks like the spring can still wiggle a little bit on that axis. So we're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. That's one full turn. Now we're set. Great. Now once you've set your preload on your spring here, your spring can't go anywhere. So all you have to do now, put your locking ring in place and lock it in. In this case, this set still has a Gen 7 ring on it, but if you've got a Gen 8 ring, just use your 4mm to lock that in place. And that's all there is to it. Now your spring can't go anywhere. You can set your car down, check the ride height. If you need to make any adjustments, you can just pick it back up, change your ride height, and then re-verify that your spring preload is set appropriately.